Love will save the day. Love will save the day.
We have the keys to the Linda and Don Brody Family Matters Center and are so excited to start our building renovations. Linda and Don, we cannot thank you enough for your transformational donation. And this building is a testament to your continued support of families who have struggled to find guidance and helping hands when they need it most. This is not just a building, but a home for every child and family we serve, and we are so appreciative that Rabbi Etman could join us today to hang and say the blessing for the mezuzah, which is here to protect all who enter this space.
So we're going to put this mezuzah up, sanctifying this place as a holy space, and to thank Linda and Don for their generosity of giving and of spirit. As the blessing goes, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, likboa ha-mezuzah.
Hijo mío, cómo has crecido, pataditas en mi vientre, aún yo siento hoy todo un hombre.
I studied music in Argentina, so I came to the United States with a full music career. I have 13 albums, but now my life changed.
Con toda bendición, con toda bendición.
I was dreaming to have a perfect family, to have a normal life, and have a child, that fulfill the purpose of his life. I saw that my son was doing some repetitive movements with his hands. He was not playing with the toys, and he was very silent, was not talking too much. After 1 year old, he was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Taking care of a child with special needs is traumatic because you're not living a normal life. You're living a different life, but with all such an intense traumatic events that no one can understand. What autism does is not only to isolate the child, isolate also the family. So at that time, I was taking care of my career and also my child. I was not sleeping. He was awaking every 2 hours. So he became, from a 2-year-old, a 17-year-old, from 70 pounds to almost 200 pounds. And I was still the same, and I'm getting older. He was physically aggressive to me and to himself. He was biting me, scratching my neck, my face, my arms. At this time, I didn't have anyone to take care of our son, and my husband was working, so he couldn't leave the job. When my husband moved himself from the house, was a very traumatic day for David and me. The burden was even more heavy. At that time that my son was having so many crises and challenging behaviors, no one wants to work with my son. You know what it is? There has to be people that understand what's going on. I felt in prison. In my own house, I was afraid for my life 24/7. So I couldn't rest. So my body shut off. I collapsed. Literally, I collapsed to the floor. So I asked God, why I had to live this way? Why don't you take me with you? It was horrible. It was the horrible nightmare I ever experienced. It was not human.
I need to know if things are gonna look up. There is no place safe and no safe place to put my head when you can feel the world shake from the words that I said.
So I asked God for a miracle.
Call little angels.
So at that time appears an angel called JAFCO.
There can be miracles when you believe.
They were not judging me. They were understanding not only my son's needs, also my needs. And the first thing that they gave me was 1 day off. And for my first time in 17 years, I took a nap. I felt like I was in heaven. What I first saw on my son was his smile came back. He's more independent. He's cooking by himself. He's preparing his snacks. He's going to the bathroom by himself. So I see that my child is growing. I felt that I was not alone anymore. I felt like alive again. Then invite me to support groups and listening to other mothers that went through almost the same things as me or either worse, make me more strong. They start offering me parent training. Because JAFCO was giving me overnights, I was able to rest and sleep. Every time that I pick my son from JAFCO, he's laughing, he's happy. And thank God for JAFCO.
What surprised me the most about teaching is how much the kids really need to feel safe in your classroom. We heard a sound. We all heard sort of like a popping sound, and we didn't exactly know what that sound was. The fire alarm went off, and I kind of hustle everybody out of the class, but everybody else was in the hallway from other classrooms as well, so the hall was filled with kids and teachers. All the kids are in front of me. There's another teacher to my right. Scott Beagle is to my left, who is the geography teacher right next to me. And then I heard the screaming before I heard the gunshots. All of a sudden, they turn around and they start running back towards me and all the other teachers. And I just went into action right away. I didn't think of anything except for getting into the classroom. Students are coming into my class, students are running past me. I observe Scott Beagle doing the same thing I'm doing, and then I see the shooter come out of the stairwell. When I'm closing my door, I feel this really hot sizzle or hot feeling across my left arm. I get my door closed and I hold it, hear tons and tons of shots going down the hallway, and then it's quiet.
Nowhere in the corridors of pale green and grey, nowhere in the suburbs
SWAT team comes into our classroom. "Teacher," he says to me, and I said, "Yes." And he said, "All right, get your students up. Don't take anything. Don't look down."
Dreaming of mercy,
What do you mean, don't look down? I don't understand what that means.
looking for mercy.
He opens up the door. I see Scott Beagle lying there dead in front of my classroom.
Dreaming of mercy.
It was the worst nightmare you could possibly see.
Looking for mercy. Looking for mercy.
There were a lot of services that were available in the community, but I felt that nothing fit me. My story was so different, so unique. But when Eagles Haven popped up, they at first created a special time frame just for teachers. And that was one of the first times I actually felt heard. Eagles Haven gave us the time and the space to process, especially the teachers who were in the building. So Eagles Haven brought that to us.
Being able to share the stories about what each person is doing and how they're overcoming this has been really helpful. Most of the people in the group that we talk to are parents of the children who were shot in that day.
It's so comforting to know that they're there and we could always go to them if we have the need for any type of support.
When you're weak, I'll be strong. When you let go, I'll hold on.
Eagles Haven started to provide wellness activities for us to do.
Just take my hand, together we can do it. I'm gonna love you through it.
They know their stuff because they know with trauma, you don't just talk about it. You process through experiencing things, and conversation happens naturally. One of the most favorite things that the students and the community obviously embraced was the pet therapy.
We thought that was so wonderful to be able to give back.
They just made me feel like I was being embraced by a warm hug, by people who understood what was going on in my head, because I didn't even really understand what was going on in my head. And they were sort of like the fairy godmothers, really, of the community.
I'm gonna love you through
And her father did really well for a little while, but unfortunately he wasn't able to manage caring for her.
I was lost in this dark forest. When he went to work, I would stay in the car pretty much all day. I was stuck in a cage.
I'm hurting, but I show no sign. 'Cause I'm afraid to give in, break down and waste your time. I'm broken.
It's not good for children to be bounced around from person to person. Children need one stable caregiver that they can really bond with. It was really difficult for her to make connections with people. Additionally, she had no control over her life at all.
I remember feeling sad hearing the kids outside playing, and I didn't get to. I felt abandoned, like I wasn't wanted.
I'm lonely. It's been so long since I felt loved, smiled, felt strong. Oh, please come bring me up from my lowest, take me high.
And we became notified that she was coming into licensed care. And then we advocated for Sarah to come to us instead of any other agency, and she came into our shelter. It was more of a short-term placement, and we were hoping to find a foster home where Sarah could live in a family. She was an older child, which also makes it a little bit more difficult for her to find a forever home.
They knew her habits, they knew her needs. They made sure that she was clothed and fed and got to school and had therapy and went to doctors. She had all of that stuff from JAFCO.
It provided her with a home that met her daily needs.
The best things about JAFCO is like I got to feel like a kid again.
One day, we went to JAFCO and Sarah said, "Can I go home with you? I'm ready to go home with you guys." Sarah made the choice by herself after bonding with us for 2 months that she wanted to live with us.
It was shocking and happy, and there were so many emotions.
And so Sarah moved into their home under a foster care placement.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will find my way. If I can be strong.
It was a little mixed because at the time, I wanted to live with my mom until I realized, that I couldn't.
When I go the distance.
And I didn't want to live with my dad again because I didn't want to relive that again.
I'll be right below.
And Sarah made the most awesome, powerful choice. She's like, I'm going to tell the judge my side of the story.
Dear Judge Rebus, I'm writing this to tell you my side of the story, and I want to share my points of the case. The main question is if my dad can take care of me. I love my dad, but my belief is that if I were to go with my dad, he wouldn't take care of me. This is my life I'm deciding for, not his. Even if I had the choice to live with him, I would still say no, because I know the consequences that would follow, and that would impact me in a negative way. And that's what matters, me being happy and safe. Sincerely, Sarah.
I convinced him by saying, you know how you tell me that I predict the future very well? I think the best thing for me is if I stay with JAFCO. I don't feel trapped anymore. I feel like warm. I feel normal now. So if it weren't for JAFCO, I wouldn't have this life. I don't have to worry anymore.
You don't give up. I won't give up. You don't give up.
Sarah has been looking for that forever family her entire life, and we could not do that without you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up. I need a hand to help build up some kind of hope inside of me. And
Thank you so much. Please don't stop, because the needs of the community are still there.
We are so thankful to the donors for all that they've done for allowing Eagles Haven to provide these incredible services.
I want to thank you. Thank you so much, because you saved my life, you saved David's life, and you've given me a miracle.
Thank you, JAFCO.
Really did save my life, JAFCO. Thank you.